So welcome back to the podcast, guys. Today we are joined by Isak, and he is the CEO of a company called AICA. So welcome, Isak. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about AICA and what you do there.
Thanks, Jordan. Yeah, pleasure to be with you. And so what AICA does, we use AI and machine learning to do product data cleansing and enrichment and creation and comparison. Why is this important? The problem that we solve is there's so much product data being created every day, and it becomes challenging to manage that data. And so we basically use AI to do it faster, cheaper, and more cost effective than traditional methods.
Okay. And what are some of the traditional methods out there that you guys do it significantly better than?
Well, you get people that do it manually. So if there's product attributes missing or detail about a product within an ERP system or a PIM system, they would go to the web, search for the information and then manually do the inputs, or they would go and ask suppliers for the information, which can take time as well, or they would go to a warehouse to go and inspect the stock to see what is in there, to maybe bring in a comparison. We had a customer that wanted to classify 90,000 items. Normally that would take 3 catalogers, 516 days. That same exercise we do in an hour or two. That's where the difference. So we just developed the Agentic AI model that takes the quality of the output to a much higher level, the trustworthiness.
So, wow. So did you say you take something that usually takes 500 plus days, 500, and you turned it into something that just takes a few hours? Incredible.
Well,
okay.
It's really, that's where AI comes in, and we've trained models to be able to do this. And now recently we're the first company in the world that launched a MRO classification Agentic AI tool, which we'll demo on this Friday.
Exciting. It seems to be a big trend right now, AI agents, Agentic AI. Do you feel like it's going to be the future of your industry, or where do you see it going?
Absolutely, because there's multiple tasks that can be done at the same time by the different AI agents. That increases your accuracy of the work that you do. But now you can also expand on the environment. I wish I could show you a video that we prepared for Friday, but it explains it quite nicely how AI agents work. But for traditionally, people would do things manually, and then you got the robotic process automation. The new era is Agentic AI or AI agents that do the work. But you still need to know how to set it up and to build your solution around.
Right. And so who is the customer that you guys serve the best?
So traditionally, we are, as I said, in the MRO, maintenance, repair and operations market. That's industrial companies that manufacture things that has lots of machines. And from a demand side, product data cleansing and enrichment has an influence on procurement departments because they can do better spend analytics and they can buy better and find products better between suppliers. And then also warehousing, logistics, but enterprise asset management, optimizing that. Data is the foundation. You can't run any AI project, let's say a spend analytics project or predictive analytics project, without having clean data. You just can't do it effectively. But it's rolled up further now where on our classification, the tool works so well that we can use other classification systems, not only UNSPSC, but GPC, which is a GS standard used by all retailers. All retailers by law, that's the barcodes that you see on products, that's registered.
Right.
But to classify those products properly, so we're actually skipping into other industries. But our core focus is really industrial manufacturing, mining, construction, those type of industries.
Okay. And do you have a background in that industry at all?
So I've got a little bit more than 30 years experience in supply chain logistics within this environment. And I realized the challenges, and it was really in COVID that I sort of said, how can we resolve it? Where the concepts were born. And then we started building up or developing the project with our team, did a couple of POCs. So the products are proven. So we've got the consulting model, but we also have the APIs now to make it much easier and have less friction for clients.
Okay, nice. And so you mentioned a few challenges. What do you think have been some of the biggest challenges that you've faced in building AICA?
I think that the understanding of how important clean product data is.
Mm.
Normally, computer scientists do understand that, but on other levels within organizations, it's not always fully understood. People, I would say, they don't necessarily always trust AI. Our AI is trained specifically. So if you look at a Gen AI model, we'll have an accuracy of 30%. Ours is above, and that's really just the knowledge of what you can do, how quick you can do it. And that's why we're in a very unique position, and we created a new category, and they call it product data intelligence platform. So it's not a ERP, it's not a MDM. We support those platforms really with the work that.
Okay. And so how are you acquiring clients for this platform?
So we've got a partner network already spanning 3 continents, the fourth busy at the moment. So North America, we've got partners, Europe and Africa, and we're busy in the Middle East. So some of the work we get via them, but then also straight referrals from our website, icadata.com, where people ask, provide us more information and state their problems, and we assist. But we first do a ROI calculation to see if there's real benefit for the client before going in.
Okay. And have you tried some other forms of acquisition in the past? Obviously, being a marketer, it's an interest of mine. Have you tried doing any sort of outbound, or is it mostly inbound, referrals, events?
So we just partook in an event in London about 2-3 weeks ago, TechX. So exhibitions are important for us because we need to meet with customers face to face. And it's then also easier to understand their challenges that they face. So we use that, and we do publish on LinkedIn lots of articles. So I would say there's over 300 articles that were published on the subject and related subjects on our website itself, which customers use to train themselves and to also understand the environment and what benefit they can derive from it.
Okay, got it. I'll need to check out some of those articles. So, Isak, what are some of the main priorities then for the business this year? And do you have any big initiatives? I mean, obviously you have something being released on Friday, so that's probably the thing that's taken up most of your attention. But yeah, other than that, where do you see the rest of the year going?
Well, we're also busy with a seed funding round to get a seed funding in for AICA. And that's due to the software project development pipeline that we've got. There's a lot of inquiries and a lot of people that want additional functionality based on the foundations of product data cleansing, enrichment, creation, and comparison. So we need to fund that, and that is a big focus. So we're busy with the seed funding.
So if you can, obviously, I don't expect that you'll be able to, but if you can you share a little bit more about this big AI feature coming out on Friday?
Okay. So I think it's quite important to understand the context as well. You would have heard the boss of Microsoft some 3-4 months ago said that software as a service is dead. You would hear that Sequoia Capital also said that the vertical SaaS is the direction that things will go in. So I'll focus now on API integration. Lots of people don't necessarily want to buy a separate solution. They want to use their existing systems that they have and that they understand, and just have something plugged into it to add additional functionality at a cost that is acceptable. So this is where the major focus. So our focus, yes, we're still doing projects on bespoke solutions, but the APIs, and the first one now is the UNSPSC and the GPC Agentic AI classification tool that you can either put into your ERP or into your PIM or whatever system, and it would assist you. And the great thing is it does give a quality score, so you always know what the level of trustworthiness is of the data. Because that's one big thing in AI. How can I trust what I'm seeing is true?
Right. Yeah, that's a really good insight there. I spoke to a guy the other day, and he said that he feels like the big trend is taking what you've got currently and then taking AI and augmenting it, instead of, like you're saying, instead of buying a complete solution, taking something that already exists, adding it onto yours and making it 10 times smarter, faster, better. Yeah. Okay.
But again, we're in a very focused vertical. So, we understand and that's why our accuracy is so good. If you ask us to generate recipes for food, or we don't do that. Also, our answers, in Gen AI, you can get multiple different answers every time you ask the question. With our solution, there's one answer and gives a quality score. It doesn't generate a new answer every time.
Okay. So then, Isak, I guess, okay, finally, if you could go back and you could start the journey again, what are some things that you would change now that you've learned like what to do and what not to do?
The market changes so fast. I'm looking geopolitically worldwide, and it's very difficult to predict and sort of say we would have done things differently. We would have gone, we would definitely have gone down the API route sooner. We only started with that about 6 months ago. And we're one of the first, we are the first in our category that does it, where some of our opposition companies might have developed, they've put too much development cost into their solution that is too expensive for them to switch off their solution and go another route, if that makes sense. So maybe a little bit earlier, but our environment goes so quick that we've got to be on top of it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, look, I really appreciate the time and the insights today. It sounds like you guys are working on some really exciting stuff. I look forward to checking out some more details on Friday. I'll be following your LinkedIn. If people are listening and they want to check it out for themselves, like where can they go and how can they connect with you and AICA?
They can just go onto icadata.com to find more detail about the company. They can find us on LinkedIn, and my profile on LinkedIn, I've got about nearly 22,000 followers. So I'm sure there's opportunity to find and reach out that way.
Perfect. Well, I'll make sure to leave all the links in the description. Highly recommend you guys go check out what the team is doing there at AICA. Thank you again, Isak, for your time and your insights. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next podcast.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, everybody.